Today I will be showing you how to make a chocolate cake with a Milo syrup. This cake is super moist and it's a one-sheet cake that you can do everything in one pan. This is not a stackable cake at all, but it is so good and I always get a bunch of compliments when I make it. I start off by mixing up my egg whites until they get white stiff peaks, and then I put that to the side, and in a separate bowl I add my sugar and my egg yolks, and then also my cold water. And then I add my vegetable oil. This cake uses vegetable oil instead of butter. Once you're done adding your vegetable oil, you can go ahead and blend those ingredients together. Once those ingredients are blended together, you add some hot boiling water to your mixture. I would suggest adding a little bit at a time to prevent your eggs from cooking or scrambling, or that will just cause an eggy taste in your cake that nobody likes. So once you're done tempering that mixture, you can add the rest of the hot water to it and then prepare your dry ingredients to go in. I use all-purpose flour. Into your all-purpose flour, you will add your baking powder. The baking powder that I'll be using today is the Royal Baking Powder. This is an imported product. You can find that on my Amazon storefront. I just love using Royal Baking Powder. It gives a different level of softness to my baking treats, and I don't know what it is about it, but that's a product that we always used in South Africa, and I like working with that a lot more. Then I add my flour mixture to my wet ingredients, a little bit at a time. And once you're done adding all of that in, I will add a couple of tablespoons of instant coffee that I dissolved in some hot water. This step is completely optional. If you are not a coffee person, you can completely leave this step out. It's going to be okay. The cake will still taste good, but this just gives a different level of richness to the cake. But I must say, you don't taste the coffee in the cake at all. So if you don't like the coffee taste, you will not taste the coffee, I promise. Once you're done adding that, you add a couple of tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. I love using the Nestle one. There's a lot of brands out there, but the Nestle one is just the one that I love more than any of the others available in the stores. Once you're done adding that, you can go ahead and incorporate that into your mixture until your mixture changes into the good, rich chocolate cake batter. Once you're done mixing that all together, I just always add some dark chocolate chips because there's a lot of sugar in this cake. The dark chocolate chips just puts a little bitterness to the cake that I also like. But like I said, it's also an optional step. You do not have to add the dark chocolate chips. I just love adding that. Once you're done adding your dark chocolate chips, you take your egg whites and you will fold your egg whites into the mixture a little bit at a time. This is very important not to overmix at this step because you do not want a dense cake. Once you're done mixing that all together, you can prepare your oven dish. I'm just using a regular oven dish, but you can totally use a aluminum foil oven dish also. And you're going to put that batter in there and bake this cake at 375 for 25 to 35 minutes depending on the size of your pan and also the type of oven that you'll be using. And once that cake is cooked, you can pour over your syrup. So making your syrup, you will use some water, milk, and then Milo. This is also in my Amazon storefront since it's also an international product. And a couple of tablespoons of sugar added to that. And this is also a great hot chocolate recipe. You take that syrup and you pour that over your cooked cake after you poked a few holes in it. And once all the syrup is poured over the cake, you can put the cake back into the oven just for a couple of minutes until everything is absorbed completely. And then you're gonna let your cake cool down. Once your cake is out and cool,